Hi everyone, and welcome to your weekly Pick a Card Tarot readings for the week of August 24th. If you're new here, my name is Sydney, I'm the tarot guy next door, and I use my occult knowledge and intuition to help guide you towards life you want. I'll be doing 5-card open readings, and here are the decks that I have for you. We have the Tarot de Marseille with Smoky Quartz, the Borderless Rider-Waite-Smith with Rose Quartz, and the Tarot of the Divine with Chakra Crystals. We also have 4 different Oracle cards to choose from 4 different decks. So go ahead and pick which tarot deck and which oracle card resonate with you the most. It's totally fine if you're drawn to more than one. And as always, you can pause this video if you need more time. As always with collective readings, take what resonates with you and leave aside what doesn't. If you want to jump straight to your reading, you'll find timestamps below. And with that, let's go right to the readings. Alright, group 1, let's see what we have for you for this week. Okay. Interesting. So, let me just... it's out of the shot for you, so we'll move it closer here like that. There we go. Yeah, that makes more sense. Great. I'll see you right now. Group 1, the thing that leapt out to me right away when I was staring at these cards is how, we have a king and a major arcana card here. And yes, this major arcana card is also here, but these are the 2 humans, and I was kind of seeing it as these guys working together trying to corner the rest of the reading, right? And this also went, what also helped this image snap into place was the fact that we have 2 mono figure cards and 2 deuces also. So yeah, I think that this is a week of, it's almost as if there are 2 people who are building on their past successes and are having trouble delegating who does what in order to deal with the challenges that this week has in store for them. Usually, I was trying to place myself in the position of the moon card creatures here, because there was a possibility that you were one of the moon card creatures here. But I don't think that's the case. I think that this moon card is in bad shape considering the opposition that it faces. And yes, the, how can I say, even though it might not be the easiest week for the King of Wands and the Chariot guy to collaborate, given the rest of the reading here, I still think that they kind of have the rest of the reading cornered. And with the 10 of coins at the bottom of the deck underpinning the entire message, it's kind of like they're... it's like the decisions that you have to make this go around might look like similar decisions you've made in the past, but you're doing it from a different situation, and it puts you in a better position to deal with them. Even though it might not be the ideal position, it's still a better position. And that's true no matter which of these cards you are. If you liked your reading, please give this video a like, and you can use the timestamps in the description below to jump ahead to your Oracle card reading. All right, group 2, let's see what we have for you for this week. Okay. I know the 9 of Swords reversed is in the middle, but don't panic. I guess if there was one card that we could call the panic card, it would be the 9 of Swords. But regardless, yep, this is good. I will see you right now. Listen, group 2, I know that it might not feel like it while you're going through it, but I think that this week is going to be, when you look back on it, it's going to look like a good week. The thing is, the only major arcana card here is reversed, right? We also have the 9 of Swords in the middle of the cross here in reverse, and also the Queen of Coins, the Patience and Focus card, at the bottom of the deck underpinning the entire message, also in reverse. So here's the thing. I wouldn't put too much pressure on myself to make the big breakthrough this week. And if you're in a situation where you're telling yourself, oh, no, I need the big breakthrough this week. As a matter of fact, I needed it yesterday. I have the feeling that this week is going to be the week that makes you realize that no, you didn't. That it can happen. It's going to happen when it happens, because with the only upright cards in literally all of this being the Queen of Cups and the Eight of Swords here, it's almost as if there's a harsh truth that needs coming to terms with before you're ready to act upon it. And I have the feeling that this week is more a week of coming to terms with that truth rather than acting upon that truth. With the Six of Swords, Nine of Swords here being reversed and the Eight of Swords, the analysis paralysis card being upright, it's like the what does it all mean part is still sinking in, and it doesn't look like a very comfortable process, But again, with the Queen of Cups upright here, it indicates that you're in a good position to do that processing, and I think that is what you're being invited to do, rather than to check off a bunch of things off of a to-do list. I don't think that this is the week to focus on that. I think it's the week to come to terms with why the to-do list looks the way it does. And I think that the way the to-do list looks is not the way you were hoping that it would look when you were standing at the starting line looking at the project. But again, I think that, eventually we'll all look back on this week and laugh. If you hated this reading, please give this video a thumbs down, and you can use the timestamps in the description below to jump ahead to your Oracle card reading. I'll see you there. All right, group 3. Let's see what we have for you for this week. This is the Hanged Man reversed, King of Coins, Knight of Swords. What is this? The Seven of Wands, Seven of Wands reversed, Eight of Swords in the middle of the cross, with the Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck, underpinning the entire message. I'll say that now so that I don't need to say it during the reading. I try to say it for every reading for, new viewers who don't know how I use the bottom of the deck. But enough micromanaging this spread. Let's actually, anyway, I'll see you right now. Group 3, your message is easier said than done, but it is pretty clearly the message, with the only reverse cards in the entire thing being the Hanged Man and the Seven of Wands. I'm going to read the Seven of Wands the way I often read it in reverse, which is defensiveness, and the Hanged Man here, the way that it's coming through given the rest of the reading here, is putting on a brave face, because the Hanged Man appears upright when the card is reversed, right? And sometimes, given the circumstances, that's kind of how I interpret it. And given the rest of this, the spread here, especially with the Eight of Swords, the analysis paralysis card in the middle of the cross here, it's looking like a week where you're having trouble making decisions, or at least you need to act on information that is incomplete, because the Knight of Swords is also here, the now, go card, So yeah, I think that the message is to not let them see you sweat and to try your best to put on a brave face. I have the feeling that with the Queen of Cups, the emotional regulation card, and the King of Coins, the long-term abundance and wealth and success card, I find it really fitting that it's represented by a turtle with a tree growing out of its back in this card here. But it looks like for the I think that you're in a better shape than you might realize, and that sometimes when we underestimate ourselves or that we underestimate our ability to just wing it when we have incomplete information or to just trust our gut to make the right decision, that it can feel like we kind of need more data before we can decide. And I think that this is going to be a week where you feel pressure to make decisions sooner than you would rather make them. But I think that your gut is in a good place, especially with the Queen of Cups where it is here, to kind of serve as an approximate, fuzzy. Sometimes when you actually, I'm not a professional photographer, so if you are, I'm about to out myself as a poser. But for everyone else, I'm totally a professional image editor. I make my own thumbnails for this channel, really, really good thumbnails. Anyway, sometimes when you have a shot that isn't as good, making it a little fuzzy and putting it in black and white, it makes the future viewer of that image way more tolerant of things that they might not be tolerant of if the image was in color and more, sharper. So yeah, what I'm saying is I have the feeling that your gut is in a good position to just put the image in grayscale and fuzz it up a little, and the viewer that you put the picture in front of should be happy. If you liked your reading, please give this video a like. And you can use the timestamps in the description below to jump ahead a couple seconds to your Oracle card reading. I'll see you there. All right, so I'm pretty sure that the cards are always roughly here. Let's just... Now let's do it. Group A, your card is the Taming Power of the Small. I've pulled this card often, which is why I was able to read it so quickly. I really, really hate the font of this deck. Anyway, the keywords are self-restraint, self-sufficiency, careful preparation, resourcefulness, minor impediments, adaptability. The keywords that leap out to me are self-sufficiency, careful preparation, and resourcefulness. But honestly, considering the tarot portion, and I don't think I've done this in a while, I think that the keywords fit in so well that I'm just going to reread them and move on. Self-restraint, self-sufficiency, careful preparation, resourcefulness, minor impediments, minor, they might not seem minor, but anyway, and adaptability. Group B, your card is Sandalphon, the Angel of New Life. That is Sandalphon. That is the word that is written under there. But regardless, let me soak in what's the actual card. Well, the thing that leapt out to me immediately is how it looks like two angels, even though it has 2 feet, but it has like 2 heads, and there's this little flower growing out or whatever. I kind of interpreted it kind of like Gemini, and I think the straightforward way of interpreting this is in being there for each other, whether you're the one who's there for someone else or whether you need someone who's there for you. This is kind of the week to rely on that. And for those of you who can't think of anyone offhand that you have to lean on, this is the week to dig into the bag of tricks that you have for situations where you kind of need someone to lean on and you don't. Something tells me that you at least have a couple go-to tricks for that. Group C, your card is Time for a Nap. Very interesting. Listen, I'm gonna go right into the interpretation. Actually, you know what? No, okay. It's a little fox sleeping on the moon here. Because here's the thing. A theme that came through to varying degrees in all 3 messages was this isn't going to be the week where major breakthroughs happen, where that big milestone that like just makes everything snap into place is happening. That's not looking like that kind of week. I think this is looking like a week of consolidation, of understanding, and of digesting and processing, and that's what you're being invited to focus on. That's what naps kind of do for people who take them. Group D, your card is Apophis with a message of darkness. Very interesting. Oh, it's a long coiling snake here. Let me look at this card. The straightforward way to interpret this is this too shall pass, because the thing that drew my eyes, not so much the word darkness here, but so much as this snake here. It is coiling in on itself so much. Getting from one end to the other end of the snake must feel like it takes forever. As a matter of fact, it might even feel like the snake is swallowing its tail and that you're looping in on yourself and that you will never find your way out of the snake. However, despite appearances and despite the impressions that you might have while you're in the snake traveling from one end to the other, it is not a robberous snake. It is not eating its own tail. When you get pooped out the tail, you're not going to end up right back in its head. You will, in fact, end up out the other end. This too shall pass, I believe, is the best way to interpret it. And yeah, considering the tarot portion, I think that's a good message to take into the week. And that is the note that I will end everything on. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please give this video a like. I hope you have a great week. Take care. I'll see you soon.